Hey guys, so today I'm going to be looking at more Am I Wrong stories. So yeah, let's just get right into the video. I picked up running as a new hobby and was going for a run outside today. It's hot where I live, Southern California. My dad saw my running clothes, a running sports bra and Nike shorts, and made rude comments about it, like how it's so revealing and that you can see my cleavage and inner thighs in it. He insisted I change out of it. I called him a creepy pervert for making these comments about my body when I'm literally just in standard exercise clothes. And by the way, men go on runs shirtless all the time. He got really upset and is now not talking to me or making eye contact with me. I asked him what his deal is and he said I was extremely offensive and unfair to him and that he never thought I'd call him something like that. So now I feel bad, but I don't feel like I was wrong to say what I was feeling at the time. Do I owe him an apology? Okay, I think the creepy part about this is he pointed out what was revealing. You know, he was like, your cleavage and your inner thighs are revealing. Like, why? Why would you say that? I feel like a normal person's dad would just be like, put on some clothes, it's cold or something, you know? They wouldn't be like, oh, your cleavage is showing. Oh, your inner thighs are showing. Like, come on. Like, why are you looking at that anyways? But at the same time, I do feel like most dads just want to look out for their daughters. For sure, because they know how men can act outside, right? So I also get the fact that, you know, he thinks it's too revealing. I get that, because some dads are very conservative. I feel like she should have just told him that, hey dad, it's okay nowadays. This is like the normal thing. You don't have to worry about me. It's okay. And then if they leave it at that, and then everyone understands each other, everything will be good. I really don't think he was trying to be a pervert though. Like, if he continues to say these kind of things, even though she tells him that it makes her uncomfortable, then yeah, he is. But honestly, personally, I would not call my dad a creepy pervert if he said these things to me, because I feel like calling someone a creepy pervert is like calling them the same as someone who's in jail for being a creepy pervert, right? And I guess it is pretty hurtful to call your dad that. I don't even know, man. At the same time, I'm just like, the dad is weird. But at the same time, I feel like maybe he just wants to protect her because he's her dad, right? But then I'm like, why did he have to comment on her cleavage and inner thighs? I can't, dude. I can't with this one. I'm an amateur baker and I like to make cakes for people for their birthdays. My ex doesn't like sweet stuff, but our kids like helping me make a cake for him, so I normally make one for him anyway for their sakes. This year, his girlfriend planned a party for him and she told me she had already ordered him a cake, so I didn't need to make one. I told her that was fine, but my daughter kept asking me when we would make her dad's cake and was upset when I said we wouldn't because she assumed I didn't like my ex and that's why I wouldn't make him one. Since the cake has always been more for the kids than my ex, I decided to just make him a small one since it's not like he eats cake anyway and I don't want my kids to think I dislike the dad. I told his girlfriend beforehand that I was going to make a small cake and she told me not to and that I couldn't bring it to the party. I told her I had to bring it to the party as that's when the kids would give him his gifts. I offered to come early and give it to him before the other guests arrived and then they could put it away and nobody else would know about my cake, but she didn't agree with me and repeatedly told me not to bring it. I did take it with me in the end and now she keeps complaining to mutual friends that I did it on purpose to ruin the party and calling me weird for making him a cake after I was told not to. That other girlfriend just sounds so insecure. It's the kid making the cake for their dad. Why don't you want the kids to bring the cake for their dad? Honestly, those are going to be your stepkids one day if you marry him, so you better treat them good. She does sound insecure AF. Like, what the heck is she telling her friends? Oh my god, I told her kids not to bring the cake to the dad's birthday and the kids still brought him a cake that they made. How terrible is she and her kids? Oh my god. You know, she sounds like a terrible person, honestly. Alright, next story. We got one last really nice warm day and I said I would take my son and his friends to the pool this morning. When he was texting everyone, he told me one of his friends had a cousin over and asked would we be able to take her as well. I asked how old the cousin is and if she knows how to swim. He said 10 and yes, so I said of course. We get to the house and I meet this cousin and she is blind. Right away I felt nervous. I was going to have 6 kids with me and no other adults. adults. I've always been a little neurotic about water safety. My son is a great swimmer, and so are his friends, but I've never met this girl before, and I don't know if she's a strong swimmer. I was worried that I would be constantly watching her the whole time, and that would mean I wasn't paying enough attention to the other kids. I decided to take the kids to the park instead. The kids complained, but I said there was a problem at the pool, and they got over it. 8-year-olds have short attention spans. The cousin is getting along with the boys, even though she's a couple years older. I did text all the parents to let them know where we are. The aunt of the little girl just texted me back asking me what happened to the pool plan. I texted back that I decided on the park instead. She asked why, and I said 6 kids at the pool is a lot, and the park is less stressful. She asked if I didn't take them to the pool because her niece is blind. I said 6 kids and water with 1 adult is just a lot. She said I was fine with 5, but it seems obvious I just didn't want to watch a blind child in water. I responded that even if it's true, which yeah it is, I just didn't want to admit it. Would that really be so bad? If I'm not comfortable in my ability to keep the kids safe in water, I shouldn't supervise them in water. She said if I can't keep kids safe in water, I'm a bad mom and that I was being a bitch to a 10-year-old. I like this girl, she is so sweet, but I get anxious about water safety. Am I being a bitch? Should I take them to the pool? Jeez. No. If she feels like she can't watch them all, then she doesn't have to take them to the pool. Like, why is that wrong? Like, would you rather one kid drown? Like, she literally said she's not confident with watching 6 kids. So what's that aunt saying? Like, would you rather your niece drown then? Huh? You know? Freaking I can't even look after like 2 kids at the same time. They go crazy. Imagine supervising 6 kids by yourself at a pool. Like, come on. She did well. I feel like that was very smart of her to just take them to the park for sure. I don't know why the other person is telling her off. Like, you should be happy that everyone is safe and sound. Alright, moving on. I am 7 months pregnant with my first child. The baby is also the first grandchild/nephew of my husband's family, which everyone is excited about. I lost my mother and father to the pandemic, being an only child, so there's not much of my family. Since the death of my parents 1 year ago, my husband's family has welcomed me with open arms as part of them, and I have become very close to my mother-in-law and sister-in-law. I always wanted to have a gender reveal, and I trusted my sister-in-law to organize everything about this. With 3 days to go before the party, I started to receive messages from all my husband's relatives and even close friends congratulating me on my baby being a boy. I went to ask what happened. My sister-in-law confessed that she let it slip to my mother-in-law, and she told everyone the sex of the baby after knowing, because she couldn't hold it and it took proportions beyond what they imagined. Nobody called to tell me this. The party was cancelled and I was heartbroken, as well as extremely hurt by the 2 of them. Usually they accompanied me to the ultrasound, shopping for the baby room, and my mother-in-law would stay at the time of delivery. But after this breach of trust, I stopped inviting them and asked them to respect my boundaries when they pressured me to go. Honestly, I didn't even send them the baby shower invite because I really avoided contact with them as much as possible because everyone knew before me that it was a boy. My husband started complaining that I was pushing them away because of a mistake that could happen and that I was being harsh. Yesterday he brought this up, and when I said I still don't feel comfortable with them, he said soon you'll tell me that my mother won't be able to go to the birth. I think my face showed my response, and he started saying I was being too hard on her because she was just excited and blah blah. I had my limit and said if you keep pushing me, it won't just be your mother who won't be on my labor, so either stop or you won't come in. He started to say that I was crossing lines and that he had a right to have this moment. I was taking this with them too far. He slept on the couch and doesn't talk to me more than necessary. I don't know if it's because I'm not married and I don't have a kid, right? But I really don't understand why she's like so mad about it. I can understand her being disappointed, but not to the point where she doesn't want them to be next to her anymore. Then again, I've never really been fans of gender reveals. I really don't get the big deal about this, but I feel bad that I don't get the big deal about this, you know? Like, is it really that important? I guess it might be for some people, hey? But dang, I just don't see why she's so mad. I do understand that everyone can feel disappointed on whatever they want to be disappointed in, right? And I feel like she shouldn't be too mad at the sister-in-law if it was really an accident, if she just really let it slip. The only person that spread it afterwards was the mother-in-law. But I guess she was just too excited, and you know, she just let it slip to all the relatives, like, oh my god, it's a boy, it's a boy. Like, I guess the mother-in-law didn't know that revealing the gender was really important to this person, right? And that's why all the mistakes just happened. I think it's really just like communication issues as well, like someone not saying, hey, no one gets to know about the gender. But honestly, I guess I do understand both sides, like her being disappointed because she wasn't the first one to know, and everyone already knew before she did when she's the mother of the child. But at the same time, I feel like she shouldn't be pushing her husband's family away for an honest mistake, because it does sound like her husband's family is very welcoming and nice to her as well. So yeah, I hope all this gets resolved soon. Well, that's it for the video. Hope you guys enjoy. Tell me in the comments down below what your thoughts are. And as always, thanks for watching. Hope you guys liked it, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!